You are on the rant couch where I rant about whatever my $10 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Armin Stein, who says, rant about big coomers. What does it take to be considered a big coomer? How many ejaculations per day do you need to achieve to be able to qualify? Can you develop into a big coomer, or is it something that you either are or aren't? Furthermore, in your review of the show for Content, you mentioned that the guys from Ishizoku Reviewers have the faces of men who coom too much. What other features do these types share? I think the low-lidded eyes, the wry smile, the look of just being like satisfied and comforted. That is the look of the big coomer. That is somebody who does not wait around to feel good. They make sure they feel good all the time. Big coomers, they probably have other traits, probably into drugs, probably into just, bad food, anything that gets you a short-term rush, or actually good food as well, just food in general. Coomers, if they're big coomers, they don't eat no bad food. But, anything that is instantly gratifying, anything that is, in that moment satisfying, that makes you feel like, just now you got the big cum. That is a big coomer. Now, I would say that there are different strata of big coomers, because I also think there are people who feel the need to work more for their coom, but will still coom or still spend as much time in pursuit of coom as somebody who cooms all day long. So it's really not about how many times you coom so much as how much time you spend in the pursuit of coom on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's perfectly reasonable. In fact, I would say it's unreasonable to jack off or masturbate less than once a day. If you're doing it less than once a day, you're just beating yourself up for no fucking reason. Because you definitely feel some kind of unless you're somebody who just doesn't feel it at all. If you're not feeling any kind of urge at all, you might be different. But, if you're feeling the urge, you should probably just let it out once a day, for good health. If you're masturbating twice a day regularly, I still think that can fall into the realm of being like, that's like definitely a coomer. If you're jacking off more than once a day, you're definitely a coomer, but you're not necessarily a big coomer, unless, again, every time you jack off, it's like an epic feat. Like if you're playing through a whole fucking match of Sengoku rants every time you want to coom, then that is more substantial than if you're just like, going in the shower once a day and beating off real quick. Like, if you're spending hours out of every day cooming, you're definitely a big coomer. So I guess that's what I would say. It's just let's just put it down to more than an hour. If you spend more than an hour every day cooming, that is big coom energy. You don't have to do it every single day. How about we put it this way? If you're somebody who regularly spends more than an hour trying to coom, and on a daily basis you coom at least twice, so or once if it's like the time that it takes is equivalent to doing it twice, but then sometimes you sit down for like D&D campaign length coom sessions, like that would be big coomer. So yeah, that's what I'm going with as the definitions.